Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to today's English lesson, where we are going to be looking at giving reasons for your opinion. So you're going to give justifications about why you believe in something, you're going to write a letter of persuasion, and of course, I would like you to check your work before you hand it in. Now then, let's have a quick recap of the main parts of the story so far. So first of all, Zoe escapes from Norwich in a boat called Leica to try and find her parents. She lands on Eels Island and is met by the leader, Doobie, and his cronies, his gang, that's Munchkin and Spat. Leica, the boat, is taken and hidden from Zoe. She is now trapped on Eels Island. Zoe then meets William, who tells her stories to try and help her. Doobie explains his plan to abandon the eels and escape the island with Zoe on her boat. A spy is found who warns them of an attack on Eels Island by neighbouring tribes. Zoe then finds Munchkin's hideout on the roof of the cathedral, and he tells her where the boat is. Zoe tries to persuade William to leave the island, and we just finished as the island came under attack. So that's the main part of the story so far. Now then, Zoe now knows where her boat is, thanks to Munchkin and him giving away that information. The island has suddenly come under attack from the other tribes in the area, and Zoe knows that she's in danger and she's planning to escape immediately. Now then, Zoe's boat, Leica, only has room for one more person. Who do you think she should take with her to escape? Which character in the book should she take? Should she take Doobie? What about William? Maybe Munchkin for helping. What about Spat? What about Sarah? Have a little think. Who might you take? If you were Zoe, who would you take with you? Well then, on your work today, the first page is for all of you. And there's this little information sheet, which I'm not going to go through on here because it's all on your work for you, where it's got the character name, and it's got a little description of them, and about what they've done so far in the book, and it gives some descriptive words underneath. Okay, like violent, brash, ruthless, intimidating, and selfish would all describe Doobie. Whereas William, you might describe him as solitary, on his own, kind, withdrawn, eccentric, or forgetful. And again, it's got a bit of information here. So use this to help you to decide which one of these characters you would take off the island with you. If you were Zoe, which one of these characters would you take with you? Now that's part of your job today. You're going to be writing a letter to Zoe to try and persuade her to take a character of your choice on the boat with her to escape the island and the impending attack. Now think, how should this letter be structured? What should each paragraph be about? What are some of the different techniques you could use to persuade Zoe with your writing? So think back to your persuasive writing from Tuesday. What could we use in our letters to also help convince and to persuade Zoe? Now then, here is a letter as an example. So, dear Zoe, I'm writing to you to give you some advice on the big decision you're trying to make at the moment. Who to take on your boat as you escape Eels Island? A little introduction paragraph there. What you're going to be talking about. I know it's tempting to put all your efforts into persuading William to go with you, but you have to accept that he does not want to go. Eels Island is his home, and to uproot him, even if you think it's for his own good, would be wrong. Instead, why not consider taking Munchkin with you? Out of all the people on the island, except for maybe William, he is the only one who has refrained from being unkind to you. He hasn't threatened you with violence, and made you feel uncomfortable. And he has left you alone for most of the time you've been on the island. Additionally, he was the one to tell you where Leica is on the island. Without this information, you wouldn't have the choice to take anyone with you, let alone escape yourself. I think by doing this, he has earned himself a place on the boat with you to escape this dangerous situation. I hope that I have convinced you that Munchkin is a clear choice to take on the boat with you. Taylor. Okay, so this was a letter from Taylor to Zoe explaining why she should take Munchkin and not William. Now let's have a look at the features that were used there. So those personal pronouns, that persuasive technique, emphasizing with your audience. I know it's tempting to do this, however, you need to remember this. Rhetorical questions were in there, emotive language, and again that concluding paragraph. So all of these things that you looked at last week. And we can see how the paragraphs were structured. The first paragraph, why you are writing. The second paragraph is the first point that you would like to make. The third paragraph is the second point you would like to make. And of course, the fourth paragraph is the third point you'd like to make before finally a little sentence at the end to wrap it all up. So you're going to use some of these in your writing today. Now, the letter you're writing does not need to be formal. It can be a little bit more informal than your speech. Okay, so you don't need to use sort of formal words at the start and the end of the letter either. Okay. Now, it's important to back up any of your ideas and opinions that you have used by using examples from the text. Remember, backing up your ideas will make them more powerful and persuasive. So year 6, that is your task for today. You will need to write a letter to Zoe, convincing her to take a character of your choice on her boat, and you need a minimum of 3 main paragraphs. So the first paragraph could be about why she shouldn't take somebody, maybe why she shouldn't take Doobie or William or whoever it may be. Second paragraph should be who she should take and why, and the third paragraph, more reasons about why she should take this person. And don't forget your opening and your conclusion as well. When you've done that and you've sent me your work, don't forget to listen to then chapter 11, which will tell you a little bit more about the story. So year 6, that is your work today. As always, I will speak to you a little bit more about this in your Skype sessions